Hello again. Here we are again with Sportstake. This is our 51st episode, and we got some prominent, powerful guests. We coming to you to talk about sports all the time. I'm your host, Baruti Carl Alexander, and we're going to talk about it. First thing I'd like to introduce our guest. Brother Blaine, introduce yourself.
Blaine Smith, Jack Yates High School back in the day.
Yeah, yes, brother. Thank you very much. Brother Gill, introduce yourself. Even though you're a regular, introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Thank you for that. 4900 Market Street right here, Phyllis Wheatley Senior High School, 25 state appearances. And I put on my Prairie View shirt and commemorate my old Prairie View basketball jersey just to commemorate our win over the TSU Kittens this past weekend. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So we got our introductions in. And we're going to talk about sports. We talk a little bit about everything. We talk about golf. We talk about tennis. And we talk about what's happening right now. Football is starting. Our first game last night. Gil, I got to ask you, the Cowboys, what happened?
No. We actually showed up and played. We got a receiver that's a little bit of a diva, didn't catch the ball when he was supposed to. There's no excuses for me. I don't make excuses. Dak Prescott was very, very impressive. Our defensive coordinator was not, because I made a mention online and saying, hey, number one, on the green team, we need to put a spy on him. He killed us, period. That's all there is to it. And he's from Houston, Texas. So big shout out to number one in green. I make no excuses.
Blaine, what you say about that first game?
Well, I'm a Philadelphia Eagle fan. So I don't like the Cowboys, so I was pretty happy about last night. But I will say this. Dak Prescott played a very good game. He threw the ball where he needed to put it at. And unfortunately, at the end of the game, they had some drops. But they could have easily beat the Eagles last night. And they did look a lot better.
88 had some drops. Don't sugarcoat it. He dropped about 4 passes in his hands. I don't know you, sir, but I'm gonna put it very bluntly. He dropped some passes.
I'm gonna put it bluntly also.
But you don't know me.
Those are the breaks of the game between the winners and the losers. That's how it goes. I'm gonna break it down. Jeff, you got something to say about the game?
Yeah, man. I was very disappointed, man. Dallas Cowboys, after trading Michael Parsons and giving him up, and that was disappointing to see that happen. And then they were right there, man. They were right there. They were playing with the defending Super Bowl champions, and they had their chance. They were right there. They could have pulled the upset. But CeeDee Lamb had 3 drops, including 2 drops in the last 2.5 minutes. Those are key drops. You got to make those catches, man. You call yourself a Pro Bowl receiver, you got to make those catches, man. And if you can't make those catches, don't expect to win. Just flat out, do not expect to win if you can't make those catches against the defending champions. So that was very disappointing to see them lose that game. Very disappointing.
Hey, Phil, they playing today in Brazil. The Chargers against the Kansas City Chiefs. Is this the new road of the NFL going all around the world? They're playing in Brazil now, a very large country, especially for Black people.
Yeah.
What do you think? Is this the new road?
Yeah, it's a global sport now. They want to make sure they get it. We're going to have some games in Germany before you know it. The NFL is trying to make that brand stand out everywhere they go. And Patrick Mahomes is going to be known wherever he plays, whatever city. And the Chiefs have made a name for themselves. So, yeah, the NFL is expanding worldwide, just like soccer.
It's a little early to predict winners and losers. But right now, I would say the Eagles still look strong. But you never know. This is still too early to predict winners. Who's going to be in the conference finals? Who's going to be in the Super Bowl? Any of that stuff is still too early. It's even too early to say Shanura Sanders is not going to play. He might end up playing by the 6th game and winning the division. We just don't know yet. So anybody want to throw any kind of predictions out there or anything? Jeff, Blaine, what y'all say?
I already have my division winners, my 8 division winners. I really real quick. All right, I got the Bills winning the AFC East. I got the Ravens winning the North. Yep, I got the Ravens winning the North. I got the South. I got Houston winning at 11 wins. With the Colts 1 game back in the West, I have the Chiefs winning at 12-5, and I have Denver coming in second at 10-7. Over in the NFC, I have the Eagles winning the East and Washington finishing 2 games behind them. I got the Eagles winning 13 games. I have them in the North. I got the Lions winning that division at 12-5. I have the Bears coming in second. No, I have the Vikings coming in second. Then in the South, I have Atlanta just barely beating out Tampa Bay at 10-7, with Tampa Bay at 9-8. And over in the West, I have the 49ers winning that division at 10-7, with the Rams coming in second at 9-8. I have in the conference finals, I have the Ravens versus the Chiefs in the AFC. And the AFC, I have the Eagles versus the Lions. And then in the Super Bowl, I have the Lions versus the Chiefs.
I just have to say, at this time, your predictions are irrelevant because we don't know. We haven't played 6 games, and then maybe we can start making some predictions. Right now, they're irrelevant, though, to be honest. It's just too early.
That's what we do. We predict. You make predictions before the season.
Huh?
That's what you do. You make predictions before the season. So you got my predictions, so you know at the end of the season.
Truly, they're irrelevant. Even for Las Vegas, they wouldn't put money on predictions. It'd be kind of a little out there to try to do that. However, it's fun to do, but it's still an irrelevant thing at this particular time. However,
you look in the magazine,
WNBA, we could make predictions on that. We have talked about that. The Liberty and the Minnesota Lynx are the top 2. However, the WNBA Aces from Las Vegas have won 13 in a row, and they got still the best player, Aja Wilson. All regards to the Collier lady at Minnesota, but Aja Wilson, when she wants to play at 6'4", she's hard to stop. So, anybody got any? Gil, you got any comments about that?
Yeah, I'm gonna back you on that. Aja Wilson. It's gonna have to go through Las Vegas and Minnesota. But yeah, Aja Wilson, when the money's on the line, she's not gonna drop any passes. She's gonna get the buckets. And I made a reference to the Cowboys diva because she's probably better than he is. I'm kind of upset about the Cowboys' performance last night from the wide receiver end. But yeah, I'm going with Aja Wilson in the Las Vegas Aces. I like her a lot.
Sounds good. Phil, you got any comment on that?
Yeah, I think still that New York is still, when they're healthy, they're the defending champs, and until somebody put them in their place, I think they still hold a commanding spot in the WNBA playoffs. They got a great record. They're going to have pretty much the home court advantage. Although everything you guys are saying about the Las Vegas Aces, they've won 2 out of the last 3, so they know how to do it. And they got a great team when they're playing together, and they're healthy. But it's a good chance those 2 teams could be in the finals.
Okay, Carl, you ready for me? I can't hardly hear Phil. You still talking, Phil?
No, go right ahead,
Go ahead, Jeff.
Okay, Carl. All right, Carl. First of all, let me correct you. You say the New York team was in second. Not anymore. The Las Vegas Aces have won 13 straight games behind Aja Wilson, and they're now in second place.
I started out with that, Jeff. I said that.
Oh, I thought you said New York was number 2. Okay, I thought you said New York was number 2 behind Minnesota. The Aces are number 2. You said New York, but that's okay. The Aces are number 2 at 27-14, 5 games behind Minnesota. And right now, I have Aja Wilson and Collier going neck and neck for the MVP. Both of them, it can be either one. If you want to go with the team that's got the girl that got the best record, then you go with Collier, averaging 23 points, 8 rebounds a game. But if you want to go with the girl that's making the most impact right now with 13 straight wins, then it's Wilson. Aja Wilson's averaging 24 points a game, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists. So she deserves it. Both of those girls deserve it. Either one, you can give it to either one of those 2. Outstanding job, ladies.
You're right, brother. Angel Reese has been suspended by the Sky. And she made some critical comments about them having losing mentality, losing record, and different things. She's been suspended by the league and the team. She has 8 technical fouls, so she was suspended about that. She was suspended about her comments about the Chicago Sky. So She apologized for that, but she was still suspended. Brother Blaine, you have any comments about that or the WNBA?
I think Angel needs to just kind of settle down a little bit and just play the game and get the fundamentals back into her life right now, because she's out there a little bit too far.
I think she needs some direction. I think Asia needs a boyfriend. I think she needs a husband or something. I just think that she's so far out there. She's all over the internet. Pictures of her everywhere. I'm like, she's showing off her body, and I love Angel. You know me, I love Angel Reese. But her picture is everywhere. It's all over the social media. All you see is her, and you see all that. It's like, wow, Angel, you're showing too much.
Yes,
you're showing too much.
I don't, but I like to see her. You know, as I said before, an OnlyFans Angel Reese would be a multi-million-dollar kind of thing. But I digress a little bit. You know,
how you know she don't have one?
Say again, brother.
So how you know she don't have one?
I would think
when I get off of here, I double check.
Off of that media a little bit.
I wouldn't put it past her. She don't mind showing up her body. My goodness.
I don't know.
She's everywhere.
She's a beautiful 6'3" girl, though. She's a beautiful 6'3" girl.
She is. Now,
and you know, she's made
no doubt about that.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. And she's made a lot of money with her popularity and so forth.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if she had been a shy young lady, whether she would have got that much attention. So there's a double-edged sword there. I just say that.
Agree.
But
I agree.
Going back to her comments and what she did, she does need to know how to play the game a little bit more. I'll say Caitlin Clark has been politically astute in how she's handled her business. Now, Angel Clark may have went a little too far, and she's only 22, so she has time to learn. But I think Caitlin Clark has played her game and her political program a little better. But, you know, we'll see how this goes. Both of them are quite young, so we'll see how it goes and so forth. The NBA has a very big, different type of kind of a difficult situation with the Kawhi Leonard scandal on. He has had owners paying outside endorsements to supplement his contract. And Robert Horry has said that if they prove that, that may be $100 million fine and a overall suspension. Jeff, what you say about that?
That they need to move forward with that. They need to penalize them to the full extent that they can possible, because when you do that, and if you don't penalize the team, then you send the wrong message. Then other teams will start doing this stuff. And I'm sure other teams are doing it, because right now I'm also hearing the New York Knicks, they're going to be investigated next. Dolan, the owner Dolan, with the Jalen Brunson contract, that's now under fire as well. So there are other teams doing it. It's like the Patriots always said, if you're not cheating, you're not trying to win them. You're not trying to win if you're not cheating. So you always have teams doing that.
What you say, brother?
You will always have teams trying to circumvent that salary cap because they're trying to gain an advantage.
If you don't get
so they should
that's a pretty steep one, though. And maybe the Toronto owner is one of the ones that blew the whistle because he wanted to do it with Kawhi, but Kawhi picked the Clippers. So I don't know, but it does. It kind of takes some of the integrity out the game if you allow that to happen. Phil, what's your comment about that?
It's just the owners that have billions of dollars to blow, and they figure out ways to do it. I mean, we're not going to ever catch everything they do, but the players are not going to turn that money down. I mean, come on. It's too available. It's too easy. And the owners are clever. They may not be the brightest guys, but they got the most money. So they hire the guys that know how to do that. And they do these little workarounds, but the guy just has to go out and play. The rest takes care of itself. His agent's probably involved 9 times out of 10. So it's a little cluster of people involved with those intricate little deals. So Until they really put one out there and put it in a court of law and put it out in the open, and we all know, we won't know.
Yeah, you're right. The misdirections on this, the misdirections and indirect addressing, and you don't know how he ended up with 28 million. I don't think you're going to be able, to your point, follow that particular paper trail. I hope they're not that crazy to leave the footprints and the breadcrumbs down.
No, it's not going to be that easy. They'll find them, but it ain't going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy when you get. But 28 million, that's a lot. That's a lot of bread.
That's a lot of money.
That's a lot of bread to be trying to hide.
They don't know anything about it.
Yep.
So, and Jeff is right, and I'm sure other teams have been doing it, and put a highlight on it. Do we think it's going to affect the game? Is it going to affect the game any?
I don't think so. I don't think so. It's just going to affect the way they do business and prevent them from cheating in that manner. Now, of course, they'll find some other way to cheat. If you're innovative in your thought process, you'll find another way to cheat.
Well, I think the question has been answered already in the style of play. The money has changed the NBA and probably all sports. When you got a guy signing for 40 million a year, 50 million a year, 28 million, they do nothing. The money, no matter what we think, no matter how we think, we see the performance on the field and on the courts. It's changed. Those people that used to want to whoop you for free, Bird, Magic, Jordan, they'll whoop you for free.
Yeah, all about price.
And these guys, they take nights off now, Jeff.
Oh yeah, they do. I agree. I agree with that part. They do.
You could have told.
Let me ask Greg Kite.
It's called load management. It's called load management.
Man, I don't know what that is.
Brother Greg Kite.
You can't play in front of me. No, not happening.
Would you have liked to be playing in the era where they got all this money out there? And what do you say about the rumor about Kawhi Leonard getting paid extra money on the side?
Would I like to be earning the money they're earning now? Absolutely.
I know you will.
Has it changed? So yeah, like you said, has it changed some things? Definitely. I think so. But the Kawhi Leonard deal, very interesting. Clippers owner Steve Ballmer, maybe you saw that come out, I think yesterday, saying, he didn't know anything about it. And it's a personal deal for Kawhi to settle his business. But that company that was paying him, Aspire, apparently that was partially funded originally by Ballmer, and then they went bankrupt, and their two biggest creditors are Ballmer and Kawhi Leonard.
Wow.
So
that's probably what brought it to light that they went bankrupt, and those records were out there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's been cases. Yeah, there was a big case with the Chicago Bulls and WGN back in I think in the 80s or 90s, where some stuff came to light that people owned the White Sox also owned the Bulls, and they were shifting money over to the White Sox, so they didn't have to show it in the income records for the Bulls. But you remember, I don't know if you remember back. So what may happen? Remember when Joe Smith and the Minnesota Timberwolves, something happened with trying to get around the salary cap? That was probably 20 years ago now.
Yeah.
And they got Kevin McHale was the GM then, and good friend, and the owner Glenn Taylor. They both got suspended for like a year. I think Joe Smith had to sit out for a while. There were fines to the team, and some fine to Joe Smith as well. So we'll see. But hey, it sounds like it sounds like he didn't get all that 28 million if he's a creditor on that bankruptcy.
Well,
so
if he didn't get to 28 million, I'll take the 1,500,000.
I know that's
we'll
right.
see what's going to happen.
Hey, Carl.
Maybe,
let me interject here.
Maybe the check bounced. Who knows?
Go ahead, Jeff.
Let me interject here. Okay, first of all, we want to introduce everybody. Blaine Smith, JY, and SMU, star safety, G-Rod, Wheatley, as well as PDU, point guard, star point guard. And then we got Greg Kite, out of Madison, junior high, Madison High School, two-time NBA world champion with the Boston Celtics. Those guys deserve that type of introduction. So I'm giving it to you guys. Thank you for coming to the show. Now let's proceed.
Thank you.
All right, all right. Greg, while we got you here, we talked about football already. Did you watch the first game of Eagles and the Cowboys?
I did, but I'm in the East an hour later, so then that lightning delay happened.
Yeah.
I turned it off. I said, but apparently I saw the highlights this morning. Didn't miss much. Wasn't much scoring afterwards. But boy, I'm going and started that game. What is Jalen Carter thinking? And
he got caught up in the emotions.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
First game of the year.
Yeah, that was a very that was I don't even want to say dumb move, that because it's beyond dumb. If there's a word beyond dumb, that was absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not gonna be surprised if he gets a suspension by the team and the league. Man, you can't exchange bodily fluid with another man like that and not expect repercussions. I'm sorry, you can't do that.
And that changed things defensively for the Eagles because they double team him, and so it made it probably easier for the Cowboys to get going a little bit offensively. But
yeah, that was not good. What was interesting is he apologized, but he never apologized to Dak Prescott for spitting on him. He apologized to his team, the coaches, the fans. I'm like, dude, you got to apologize to Dak. You spit on the man.
Yeah,
my personal opinion.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe Dak
first game that did not set a good
out with one of those face shields next
they're
time.
playing a game right now, Kansas City and the LA, and then we got a whole slew of games coming up. How do you think the Texans are going to do this year, Brother Kite?
Well, from what I see and follow a little bit, they still look like the favorite in the division. And although I kind of like, I think Jacksonville is going to be really improved this year. Just I think the coach Mike Vrabel, bring a different presence. Be fun to watch Travis Hunter and so. But I still like the Texans to win the division.
All right, Jeff, give us an update on what you think the Texans are going to do.
I have the Texans, as I mentioned, I got them winning the division. I got them going 11-6. So I think they can win more games than that, but you got to factor in the injuries. So with injuries factored in, I got them going 11-6. I got the coach just one game back. It's going to be tight. It's going to be tight. In fact, I don't think they're going to win on Sunday. I think they're going to be in the Rams. I don't think they're going to beat the Rams in LA. So they're going to get off to a slow start. But I think they'll come back home next week, and I think they'll win, and they'll even their season up at 1-1. But I got them at 11 wins.
All right. Well, as I stated earlier, it's the beginning of the season. We can't make predictions. I mean, we can have wish lists, but we can't really make predictions and have any solid kind of backing behind our predictions. But it's a good thing to look for. The regular season has started, so we have football all the time.
Hey, Carl, stand with the Texans. Just stand with the Texans. We're still on the Texans. Injury report. Houston's missing Christian Kirk. I just found that out today. He's a starting wide receiver, slot receiver. He's out with a hamstring, along with Braxton Berrios is out with a hamstring. And the coach, Joe Mixon, their starting running back, is out. And then their offensive lineman, Ed Ingram, he's out. So they got some key injuries. So we got to factor that in. So I expect to see those rookie receivers, Jalen Noel and Higgins. I expect those guys to have some big games because they're going to get the playing time with Kirk out because Kirk was a starting slot receiver. So that should be very interesting to see those rookies, what they can do in game one. Because those two guys, I think they're going to be studs. Seriously.
It always goes back to injuries. It goes back to who has the best guys in the trenches and injuries. And by the sixth game of the year, as I said, maybe we can start making predictions at that time. We'll see. Phil, I have a question for you. Canelo and Crawford.
Ooh-wee.
I believe that's coming up real soon.
September 13th.
And what do we think is going to happen in that?
it's going to be nip and tuck, a little more surprising than people think. Of course, you got a powerful guy in Canelo and a skillful guy in Crawford. So, you know, you've seen these type fights in the past. Sometimes the powerful guy gets the skillful guy and he can't get away from it. And sometimes the skillful guy just butchers the powerful guy because the powerful guy can't catch him. So we'll see how the styles match up. I'm looking forward to it. I like Crawford. I'm just not a betting man, but I like Crawford.
I think Canelo's a little bit too big and a little bit too powerful. I like Crawford too, but Canelo, if he touches that kid, it might be lights out for that man. Canelo's a big.
If being the operative word there, though.
I'm not. I didn't argue anything you said.
No. I just said if being.
I'm not arguing that
the
point.
Same thing, basically.
That's a big dude, man. Canelo's a big dude. Period.
Yeah, but Crawford is not as small as people think. If you see them face to face, he walks the street at a bigger size than he fights it. That's why he's moving up. It's not going to deter him that much.
Okay. I don't think he's going to be deterred at all. I think he's going to go in there and want to win. No question.
Brother Blaine, what's your opinion?
Well, I like Crawford. I think the quickness will take advantage. He would take advantage of him, moving around a lot, kind of like an old Muhammad Ali type. And then in the mid rounds, he's going to, start tattooing him a little bit. I don't think Crawford will actually start fighting until like round 3.
All right. It hasn't been nothing really going on in the heavyweight division since Tyson Fury got defeated. How good do we think Usyk really is, who beat Tyson Fury twice? Greg, you have a opinion on that, on boxing?
A little bit briefly. It just I'm not super familiar with Canelo and Crawford. I know one of them, is Crawford moved up weight class, couple weight classes to fight this. So that's an interesting move sometimes there. So, but see what happens there.
What did you think about Tyson Fury? Was he a good body? He was 6'9", 280, and that was one of his most formidable qualities that totally beat Wilder, because he would lay on him and so forth. But he got beat twice by Usyk, and I thought Usyk was such more skilled, and he's not a small man himself, 6'3", he's about 220, 230. But right now he's undefeated, so we're going to see what happens. You have any comment about that?
We needed a matchup in different areas, but Ed Too Tall Jones, remember when he boxed?
Yeah. Jeff, you have any comment about the boxing ring?
Crawford, let's go with Crawford. Let's go back to Crawford and Alvarez. Greg, were you finished?
Crawford and Canelo.
Okay, hold on. Greg, were you finished with your thoughts?
Yes, I was. Thank you.
Okay, all right. Crawford and Canelo. I'm going with. I still say if Crawford is in the best shape of his life and he can move around and he don't get tired, I think he's gonna beat Alvarez. But if he gets tired in the 5th, 6th, 7th round at some point or another, and he don't move quick enough to get out of the way, he may go bye-bye. So I'm just saying he got to be in the best shape of his life, ready to run for 10 to 12 rounds to stay out of the way. If he can do that, I think he can outpoint Alvarez.
He won't have to run the whole fight. He don't have to run.
All right.
Well, it's going to be interesting. Boxing has never been the same, even since the time of Tyson. That was the last heyday of boxing, because it runs on the heavyweight. The heavyweight on down is the thing that makes it glamorous and so forth. So we haven't had a glamour time since that time. But the time of Fury and Wilder, that was pretty good also. Anybody watch any of the U.S. Open?
I did, yes.
Well, what's your comments on the U.S. Open?
Well, I watched the women in particular because I wanted to see Coco Gauff and the Taylor Townsend, who was a big story. They played very well, but they all succumbed in the end. I'm not sure who won it, but it was some very, very good tennis that was played. Very good. I
Well,
enjoy.
Osaka, they still playing,
No, she
and I
lost.
think she's in the semifinal. What's
Oh,
that,
She
Phil?
lost.
she
She
beat
lost
Coco and then
already.
lost the next
She
round.
lost?
Yes.
Yeah, Osaka lost. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yes.
last I saw her, she was still playing.
Yeah, she was in the
Um,
semis.
Yep.
there are a lot of ladies from America, African American ladies who have started to risen in that arena of tennis, and I think we have to thank Serena Williams for that, and that's a good thing. But the Astros, what are they at now, Phil? Jeff, what are they at?
Astros are sitting at 77 and 64. They have a 3.5 game lead on Seattle with 21 games left. The Astros have 21 games left. Seattle has 22 games left, and the Astros have 3.5 games. Right now, the Astros, all they're doing is win one, lose one, win one, lose one, win two, lose two. They just going back and forth. They're playing 500 ball right now, but they can continue to do that and still win a division as long as Seattle don't go out and get hot. As long as Seattle doing 500, we can stay doing 500 and we still win a division.
Or the Rangers, they're not that far out.
Did y'all hear about the controversy with Famber throwing that pitch that the catcher did not want him to throw? And I mean, I'm sure that happens quite a bit, much more than people, report. And I don't see it as being a big deal, but they reported it like it was a big deal. You have any comment on that, Jeff?
No, I don't. That one of them, I'm trying to get in communication with somebody. Go ahead, somebody else.
Okay, all right. What you think, Phil?
Well, typically, that's why you have a pitcher and a catcher that's pitted together. Most time, every pitcher starts, this particular catcher catches him. But pitches and balls and strikes counts. I mean, that's just the manner. Sometimes the manager calls the pitch as opposed to, and they have a certain lineup chart that they look at certain guys. So they just got crossed up. That's no big deal. I mean, it didn't lead to any runs being scored. So
there's so much data to that point. There's so much data now in every sport, but in baseball in particular, on every batter, every pitcher, what the percentage is, what pitch to throw, what pitch they can't hit, how you want to pitch this player. It's a lot of data points. So to Phil's point, it would be easy to get crossed up with all that information or trying to process all that information on every pitch for every batter. That's a very good point, Phil. It's just a lot of data now, man. You got a statistician on every team plotting every pitch on a spreadsheet somewhere, man. It's that technical.
It is.
Understood. I want to bring up a conversation that we always have. We get around to this. The NIL, I saw a report on TV that these high school kids are having to decide about what they're going to do, how much money they're going to give or get, and all these different subjects. What would have happened in your day and age if those questions had come up, Greg, about the NIL and all the money that they are offering?
We would have been able to buy a few more hamburgers. That's for sure. It's amazing what's changed even down to the high school level. Some kids are, but it's just was reading something the other day. I mean, this has happened in like the NBA for a long time because you want to get the guys are going to be first round picks, got that potential. They want to get into that first contract so they can get into that second contract. Now some of the top kids, I forget his name, but he's where they're from, like Maryland. There's a kid who's a top pick, just reclassified. He's a smart kid, good student. So he reclassified from 2027 to 2026 so that he can leave high school and get into NIL money and the revenue sharing money now. Because, I mean, and a few of these kids like AJ DeBonsta, who I got to meet and know a little bit. He's playing at my alma mater this year, BYU. He reclassified, and he was already making some crazy money in high school. He was kind of making some super flag type money with different endorsements.
The overall #1 pick.
Mm-hmm. He may be, yeah. He's probably. It sounds like definitely probably at least in the top 3 or 4.
Yeah, they talking about it. Yeah.
Yeah, but so it's kind of it all gets pushed down. It got pushed down. I mean, as NBA money went up and up and up, you know, you had the years back going through even like through Garnett and LeBron and all that, going back to Daryl Dawkins, where you had the collective bargaining rule where you could just come out of high school and go in the NBA. But I think in those days it was NIL. Now it's NIL stands for now it's legal. So there were some guys back in the day who stayed 2 or 3 years in college because it wasn't really any more perhaps beneficial. But then they put in about 20 or about in the early 2000s in collective bargaining, they agreed to this rookie salary scale and length of rookie contract. So, you know, if you can get into that contract in the first round contract when you're 19, you know, and you got 3, 4 years in it and you're into that, you do well, you're into that second contract. That's what they're really looking at. So that same kind of thing is happening now in the, you know, getting out of high school as soon as you can and getting into college if you're going to be a player playing for one of these Power Four basketball or football teams.
One thing I've heard that they are talking about doing is limiting the transfer pool to one. You can't have but one transfer. Like some kids were going to their original school and transferring. Every year they went to a different school. And so they want to eliminate that. But what do we think is going to happen as far as them kind of trying to put a stoppage on college guys trying to manipulate and get all these contracts? Like the boy at Tennessee, the quarterback at Tennessee, he said, you got to give me so much money or I'm not going to play. And, you know, that came out. So what do we think about that? Brother Carven, are you there?
Yes, sir. How you guys doing today?
How you
Pretty
doing,
good.
Carven?
You have any
All right, y'all
comment
doing
on
all
that?
right?
What's going to happen in college sports as far as any kind of limitations that they finally put on them?
So I just got on, so I didn't hear the question.
Hey, Carven.
The part of the question is they have the new NIL rules as well as the about they got to pay the players, but you know, sometimes it goes to extravagant measures where the players are starting to say, you got to give me so much money or I'm gonna transfer. What is going to happen with that? Now, first of all, it has some good parts to it because when you all were in school, college, they didn't hardly give you anything except for your scholarship, as well as, you know, just room, board, and maybe a few other dollars. But today, they're bargaining for millions. So what do you all believe is going to happen with that? What's going to be kind of the base that it goes to? It can't keep going higher and higher in college, or can it?
Well,
Yeah, so I think that the problem, so to really take care of that problem is that we have to put a cap amount on it. And I think that they need to do something real soon, because if they don't, everybody's jumping from school to school. Every single year, everybody's going to change. And then they actually rewarded most of these kids extra years, COVID years, and then some of them have injuries. So, you know, some of these kids can stay 7, 8 years in college. So yeah, I think we most definitely need some new rules, guidelines, and most definitely a cap on how much we can give them.
All right, all right. Brother Blaine, you have any comment on that?
Yes, I think it not only it should have a cap on it, it should be a one-time transfer. Because if you get kids out there trying to demand playing time and money, you're going to have to sit them eventually. If not, it's like Saban said, you're taking over the team. And now nobody's really happy because we don't know if you're going to play or not going to play every given week. So they need to cap that to one transfer a year. I mean, one transfer period, and go from there. Because once you transfer, you should finish at that school.
Let me
Understood.
kid who played this deal. Let me give you a
Go
reference
ahead,
of a kid who
Go
played
ahead.
this thing perfect real quick. His name is PJ Haggard. He came out of Crosby, and Carven should know him well. He started out at TCU.
Oh, yeah.
They redshirted him. Once they redshirt him, he goes to Tulsa, freshman of the year, leading scoring freshman in the country. That wasn't good enough. He leaves there, goes to Memphis, plays for Penny Hardaway. They win the conference. He's all everything. Conference player of the year, solid as a rock. Could have won in the draft this year. Probably wouldn't have won in the first round, maybe second, but
second round.
Maybe he was smart enough, but he's getting a little stronger, but he is an excellent little college player, no matter what. Dude ain't finished. Now he's at Kansas, and he got a bag.
He got a ton of money.
A lot of money. And Kansas State is a good basketball program. And he's going to be actually a redshirt junior, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe a senior. I'm not sure. But whatever it is, he's coming out after this. I mean, he's got the money. He would have played 4 years of college, 3 years actually. So he would be like a redshirt. So he played the college system perfectly. I don't know about a lot of other guys, but he played it perfectly.
So you saying in his case, it was good that he had the opportunity.
Yeah, so when you're saying when those restrictions comes, he won't be able to do that if they do. But he played it. It's available. He took it and he did it. I mean, and he's a good player. He played everywhere he went except TCU. They redshirted him at TCU, and he was pissed. So he left because I know his grandfather real well. And I kept up with him and I watched him here at Crosby. He was the area high school player of the year. And so, you want to test to see if these guys are really good as you think they are. He needs to get a little, he's 6'3", he can handle the ball. He does assists, he scores. We just want to see what happens down the line. And I've just been making that reference to what we were talking about with the NIL and ability. Football's a little different because you get hurt, you're pretty much done there because there's 10 guys waiting to take your place. Basketball, maybe not as many.
Yes.
Yeah. I think another issue with NIL allowing you to transfer so much, think about the kids that think they are actually players and they're not. And go in that portal. You had a D1 scholarship. Now what? You don't get that offer now. You got to go back to junior college.
Yeah, that's happened too.
No college at all.
Mm-hmm.
And you had a full ride.
Yep.
That's
really bad.
Kids that are not as good as they think they are.
Right.
There's got to be.
Go ahead, Greg.
No,
I saw an interesting idea from John Calipari, who was talking the other day. One of the issues they've had is NCAA keeps losing these court cases, transfer rules and NIL led to a lot of this opening the door. But, and like Carven said, with COVID, a lot of people got an extra year and then they got a redshirt year. Calipari suggested we go back to 5 years and they can play 4. No matter what happens, okay, 5 years you can play 4. And if you get hurt 2 years, whatever, you're out. And then on transfers, that they can transfer twice, but if they transferred the third time, they lose a year of eligibility.
I like
5, they play 4.
I like that.
And so that way, because he was saying, he had one of the youngest teams in the SEC last year. He had 18, 19-year-olds playing against 26-year-olds, 27-year-olds. And so, I like that timeline. That was the old deal anyway. It was 5 years to play 4.
Yes.
And so, if you could cut down, and then also too, all this would like you get these college football rosters, and they got half of them are transfers, and that, sometimes it works out. Those guys blend together. Other times it doesn't. So, developing players and putting them together, and you look at what's happening. Look at college basketball. Who's been there in the Final Four the last 2 years? University of Houston. Kelvin Sampson's got a whole different system there.
Oh, yeah, totally different.
He's stay home. Yeah,
he's in the Big 12 situation where they got a lot of now revenue sharing money, and they got probably pretty good NIL money. But also the college basketball coaches, they want to stay older. They're not, unless a high school kid's a McDonald's All-American or top 100, top 200,
top
they're not
50
looking
now,
at.
Greg.
They're not even recruiting them now.
Yeah.
And so those kids, like the one you mentioned, Crosby. Yeah, they got to go somewhere else at a lower level D1 or D2 or whatever, kind of build their resume, and then they get paid, and that's great that they can do that, because it's a whole different strata. Like I got a family member, a brother-in-law, who's a women's college coach at a Sunbelt school, and they come up with the revenue share that they got there isn't like these Power Fours, and it all goes to men's basketball, men's football, and men's baseball. They let the women's team play about three. They're playing like three money games. Get some
Right.
school and
Yeah,
then
I mean, there's a lot of different variables to look at when you're looking at the NIL money. But what we can agree on is the original system has really got outdated because there were college athletes who played and earned all the money for the university, and they got nothing.
They owe me and Greg right now.
Say again, Carven.
They owe me and Greg right now.
Yeah, I got an extra scoop of ice cream at the.
I got one extra steak, Greg. I got an extra steak.
Like us or free pizza once or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's nice that they are getting paid, but it's also too, you got this, even what they're saying now, you see these, I don't know if you've seen these numbers about, like, I think it's the revenue share. You got a lot of these Power Four football players, most of them are earning $10,000 or less.
Oh, yeah.
And you got the quarterback, you got a receiver, you got a handful on each team are getting paid, but that's still great, man. I mean, Carver, we've like 10 grand, 20 grand, and we're in college. That'd been awesome.
Anything would have helped, Greg. Anything would have helped.
Real question. It's here.
Okay, go ahead.
I got kind of an insight on kind of what they're doing at NIL. Guys in college now, that top 90 on the roster, if you're not getting paid the big money, they're paying these kids 50 grand a year.
Okay.
At that school, whether they'll walk on or they got a scholarship now, whether they play or not. If they're not getting big money, they're getting 50 grand a year.
Wow.
Okay.
So that started when? Because SMU just went to the ACC last year, and they were paying from player number 1 to player number 52. They got $30,000 automatically put right in.
Up to 50 now.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, but SMU with inflation, that was a pay cut from the
that was a big pay cut.
That's a slight at you, Blaine. Watch it, Blaine.
Plus, they ain't get no car, Greg. Plus, they ain't get a car.
Greg, I'm gonna call you out now.
That was a slight at you, Blaine.
Hey, Greg.
Do you all remember when Eric Dickerson got
the
Pony Express.
I'm finna call you out, Greg.
Blaine was there.
Remember when Eric Dickerson got a brand new Camaro when he was in high school? Camaro.
Yeah, man, Craig James.
Okay. And the line was he was committed to A&M, so then he switched to SMU about a month later, and the line was A&M put down the down payment and SMU picked up the note.
We pay for gas.
That's right.
There you go.
Did have some athletes back then.
Can I ask
Rod Jones
real quick?
Go ahead.
Greg, you remember you stayed on McDermott, right?
Right.
Okay, you remember me? I stayed right down the street from you next to Pam. Pam
Oh,
Green.
did you? I'd forgotten about that. No.
We played against each other in junior high when I was at Cullen and you was at Persian.
Okay.
And then back when you was at Madison and I was at Yates.
Were the Ropers still living there? Did you remember Coach Roper and Stephen Roper?
Yep.
They used to live across from Pam. He coached at Bel Air for a long time.
Yeah, he stayed right across the action from me.
Yeah.
Yep.
And his son and Steve, I think Steve played at Texas Tech, played baseball.
Yep.
So yeah, that was the story of the athletes, obviously.
And Stella Link was the park of choice, right, Greg?
Stella Link, yes, sir.
That's where we used to see you.
I remember the first time I saw Greg Kite. I was at Miller Junior High. Of course, we were in the 8th grade. Greg was in the 9th grade, and we played them in the playoffs. And I'm like, there is no way that this guy is in junior high. There is no way. They cheating. They cheating. I didn't think it was possible you could be in junior high. How tall were you in the 9th grade, Greg?
About 6'10".
He was a big boy.
6'10". See, that don't make no sense. In junior high, I'm like, no way.
It depended what month. Between I was growing a little bit each month. So. I was 6'10" by the end of junior high, at least. So
Yeah, he was a
I'm like, man, how
man.
we supposed to beat them with that
I,
big old
I
guy?
remember when he came to Sterling and he played against Sterling. I don't know if you remember that. I didn't think Clyde was that much at that time. I think Clyde was I think you were a junior and Clyde was a junior.
No, Greg was a year ahead of Clyde.
Yeah.
I was here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. But he still came. So Clyde was in the 11th grade. I guess you were in the 12th grade
Right.
at that
Yeah,
time. Yeah,
we
and
played
they
Sterling
played.
4 times. Four
Okay,
times my
all
senior year,
right.
home and home. And
I
then we
never
played
thought
him.
Clyde was that tough when he was at Sterling. But the only time I had an indication is when I saw him playing against the older Sterling players like Cedric Fears and Reginald Fears.
Reginald
And he
Fears,
was running around there. I thought they was taking a break on him, you know, my thinking and so forth. I didn't know he was that good. The only time I really understood how good he was, he started at U of H as a freshman.
Yes, sir.
And he was playing an all-star game against, I guess, some ABA former players. George Gervin was playing, and he kind of passed him up and so forth. So I said, okay, maybe he is that good. But you never know. Because he wasn't that good before then. Go ahead, Greg.
Greg, you played against Clyde. So you played against Clyde at the high school level. My question to you is, did you think that he would ever be this good?
Well, people talk about upside, okay? So I peaked about the 12th grade, and then I just had about a 15-year slow decline. Clyde was just starting he wasn't even peaking in high school yet. He got to U of H and he took off, and then he was one of the 5 slam, and then he had that big upside. So
exactly.
Was Clyde a good athlete? Did we know about him? Yeah, but no, nobody, I mean, in fact, he was junior, but I remember the top 4 probably guys in HSD my senior year were Rob Williams and me and Fred Reynolds and Ricky Thompson from Jones.
Yeah.
And
Ricky Thompson.
But
But he
it was a
did
great
make second team all city his senior year, though. He did make second team all city.
Yeah, I think there was the note. I think that when Clyde was a senior and he made all city or whatever, they spelled his name wrong in the Chronicle.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and he was. I asked him sometime. He run into him. I know he was recruited obviously by U of H, but I think his recruiting and things were a little more regional, versus
Right.
some other
He did
guys.
get a lot, no.
We're not recruited all over the nation, but yeah, that's that's what you see though. Sometimes some guys got that upside potential, and when these scouts are evaluating for the NBA, they're looking at these 18, 19-year-old guys. They're looking at that build and length, and that's why sometimes a guy gets drafted in the first round after his freshman year, and he averaged 5 points a game coming off the bench at some school because they think he has that upside potential. Does it always pan out? No, but it certainly did with Clyde.
One last question about that, Greg. You playing against Rob, did you ever play against Rob Williams at the high school level?
Oh yeah. I played against Rob when he was playing for the South Central YMCA, and I was playing for the Southwest Y.
There you go.
We were about 10 years old first time we played against each other. Yeah.
Okay.
Blaine and I witnessed that.
Who else I played? Who else we played in that YMCA league? The first time I played, we played a guy named Gary Kubiak.
Yeah.
Gary played for like the
YMCA
YMCA up in the Heights, or I forget what it was called. And he had about 35. The team scored like 38 points. He had like 36.
Gary Kubiak?
Gary Kubiak.
Yeah, but he's talking 10, 12 and under now. That's 12 and under.
He was all state football, basketball.
Yeah, Kubiak was an athlete.
St. Pius, yeah.
Hey, me and Rob was on the same team at the YMCA.
He was. That's right, Blaine.
Playing basketball.
Yeah.
I just didn't get any taller.
Speaking of getting taller, did you ever play the Pasadena YMCA?
Yeah.
We're playing like 10, 11 and under, and they had
12 and under, yeah.
Kids almost 6 foot tall, almost like tall as me back then.
And Ed was playing with him too.
Richard White was our center.
Yeah.
And he was almost 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
No, Pasadena had this kid like 6'1". He was shaven. He was 11 years old, had hair on his armpits. And in high school, he was still 6'1". The other kid was Robert Shaw, who ended up being like 6'8", played at Rice, college career. Yeah. So
with the Deer
so you
Park.
never know. People hit those growth spurts and those upsides different times, and
Baron Honey played at East End. Wow.
Yeah, Baron played. Yeah.
Guys, my
Baron
last question is: we talking about all the little league and park leagues and so forth. What can be done? How can we have better youth play? Because it's really gone down where the whole educational system has kind of subsided a little bit. How can we have better youth programs around? Anybody got any statements?
Well, I'm here at Pearland, and I still coach at the dance club in the league. Is called BAFL, BAFL, and they've been around since the early '70s, and I've been out there right now just coaching like 16 years now, and I stick to my fundamentals.
What ages do you coach?
And I coach right now. I'm coaching the junior team. It's the Pearland Patriots.
Okay, but in your 16 years, have you seen it less kids be interested in playing, learning, or going through the program?
No, they come out. We actually have a roster of 25 max, and every year we get 23 to 25 every year. We fill our program up with 125 players every year, and most of the BAFL teams do. And it's 17 teams in the league, and every team
that's great.
A roster.
That is great. When I grew up, we had Southeast Little League, and it permeated the whole community. Everybody participated, and when my son grew up, you didn't have those kind of things. Anybody else got any comments?
I got a question for Blaine, and he'll know where I'm coming from. Do the Whisper Jet values still work for those kids, Blaine?
Yes, they do.
That's what I thought.
I do. Still do it.
It doesn't change. It's good then and it's good now. I'm sure you got them. I'm about to come see you coach, Blaine. I will do that. I'm making my business.
Hey, every Saturday, right? This weekend we play Dickinson. We go down to Dickinson and play their team. And my game is actually at 1 o'clock, but we have 5 games starting at 8 o'clock, and from Pee Wee 5 to 6 years old up to 12.
Well, I want to catch a home game because tomorrow morning, me, Bug, Reggie Phillips, and Bertram are going to Chicago for his 85th Super Bowl, for the 85 Super Bowl team being celebrated on Monday Night Football.
Okay.
That's all for the Bears.
Go play golf. I was going to get it.
So let me know.
Brother Carven, what do you think about Little League and how it can get better?
Yeah.
Well, I think the Little League, I think the biggest thing is that we have to get the community back involved in stuff. It's not enough parents traveling out and stuff to really support these leagues. And so some of these kids are just sitting home and stuff, playing video games and all that kind of stuff. I think we really need to get them out of the house. I think we need these parents and stuff to be more diligent in getting them involved in youth sports. But it comes from the support from the neighborhood too. We don't have much of that anymore. Our neighborhoods, when Yakes played, everybody would come to the game. The stadium would be full. So now you don't really see that. I think I came to Houston maybe 6-7 years ago for the JC, and it was the championship, and it was probably 30 to 40 people in the whole stadium.
And
that was it.
We played y'all in the championship.
Yes.
Remember that?
Life has just gotten more difficult, I guess, for people, and they don't get involved as much anymore as they did in my day and age.
Right.
My dad coached, my neighbor coach, everybody was involved and so forth, and we don't have that today.
We don't have it at all.
That's because of social media. Social media has exploded Everybody on TikTok.
Yeah,
You're right.
I agree with that too, Jeff.
Telephones did it.
Yeah.
I tell you one other thing that's happening with Little League. They starting to try to turn this Little League organizations into a small
Pro
NIL
sports.
situation. I
Yeah.
hate to say we have teams, we have kids that's transferring from team to team to team,
Oh yeah.
making Green. I'm telling you, making phone calls saying, "Hey,
Crazy.
I got 4 players want to come over there. Hey, I want to coach, and I need you to pay their entry fee."
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh man.
Plus they third graders going on 13.
Yes.
All right, guys, we at the end of our program. It's been a very interesting program. Anybody got any final comments? Greg, I didn't give you a chance. Did you want to talk about the Little League a little bit?
Yeah, well, it's a lot of things I echo, second, a lot of things have been said, but we need to get kids setting screens instead of being on screens.
That's right.
I mean,
That's a good one.
Excellent
just think
point.
about that
I'm
break,
telling you.
mentally, even just 2 or 3 hours a day
Yeah.
that they're out, they're doing something physical, they're struggling, they're learning, they're winning, they're getting together. Just the life lessons that you learn from playing a sport and being involved in a sport are huge. So
Yeah.
some kind of activity. So, and challenges, we got a lot of parents who are on that screen all the time
Yes,
now
sir.
too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so getting out and playing, getting out and recreating, getting out and get involved in dance or the arts or something like that. But it's so good for your mind and your body, and but just our systems, especially in basketball, have gone certain ways that it's a whole nother hour or something we could talk about sometime. But
Yeah.
Real quick,
we need.
Carl. I wanted to ask him about that. I was going to ask you about AAU. I've heard some of the basketball stars from the past. They're saying that the problem is AAU. They said that a lot of these kids are not being taught. They're just rolling the balls out there and they're not being taught. I want to know what your opinion is. You and Carven Holcombe, what's your opinion on that AAU comment that I've heard it from several star players?
Carl, you want to go first or you want me to go?
Go ahead, Carven. Go ahead.
All right. So from the AAU standpoint, it is just like we just said, everybody's jumping from team to team. Most of these teams are getting talented players, mostly athletic players, and it's the same thing. I mean, they're just rolling the ball out. I mean, some of these kids don't know how to set screens, don't know how to roll, no basic footwork, shooting fadeaway shots. So they just don't really learn the game. It's just like, just running. It's pretty much rec ball, nothing structured. And so when you leave an environment like that, you've really lost because you hadn't really learned anything. So as you move forward, you get to be 15, 16, 17 years old, and you still can't make a left-hand layup. You still can't shoot off the backboard. You still can't set a screen and roll. So it's not good. I mean, AAU basketball right now is probably at its worst, to be honest with you. Wow. It's at its worst. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. The travel ball playing year-round, not that we didn't play a lot, play year-round, but we also took some breaks and played other sports. But
Yeah, we did.
and then a lot of these parents are spending money with trainers, and the kids are doing stuff one on none.
Yes.
It's kind of like,
yeah,
you need to work on your
Nobody's
shot, you need to work
defending.
on your ball handling, but if you're not live doing something, you don't know, you don't make those decisions, those real-time interactions in a game. So
that's right.
What's happened, you look at, the explosion of basketball around the world, for example, and all the fourth of the NBA being international players, they don't have the same system overseas. They've got clubs, and those club teams in basketball, soccer, those guys learn to play fundamentally sound and play together, not just the skills. And so we got plenty of great athletes, and guys are going to be there. But yeah, there is a drop off in that learning the finer points and nuances of the game and playing the team game.
Right.
One last comment for Greg, real quick. Southside Classic tonight. Southside Classic tonight. JY versus Madison. JY and Madison both coming off victories last week. JY beat Royal 35-7, and Madison beat the heck out of Wheatley.
Wait,
24-0.
whoa. Hey, erase the question, man. I'm getting.
So you got Madison versus JY tonight. So my money's on JY. Greg, who your money on?
I gotta go with the alma mater. Marlon's tough to beat.
What you thought he was gonna say?
Maybe it'll be a close game. I'll give it this. It'll be a close game, but
okay.
I'm going with the Marlins.
All right.
Greg.
All right, thanks, Greg. Call, it's on you, man.
Yeah,
and
Greg.
a sponsor. Hold on. How about a moment with our sponsor?
Yes, sir.
Well, guys, since we're at the end of the show, we just want to let you know that this show has been sponsored gladly by A-Rocket Moving and Storage, second generation moving and storage company that was established in 1959 by Arlene and Herbert Sam. DeAndre Sam is now the manager and owner and CEO of the company, located 3401 Quarter, full service moving and storage company. We do residential, commercial, and we do store, and we do pack, and we do move at the spur of the moment. But we also do all type of moves. Anytime you call us, we'll be ready. Give us a call. A-Rocket Moving and Storage. Been in business since 1959. Commercial, residential, and office. Everything interstate moving. Give us a call, 713-748-6024, located 3401 Quarter in the heart of 3rd Ward, Houston, Texas, off 288 in Yellowstone.
Yes, brother.
That's good.
Hey,
all right, guys, we are
Phillip.
at the end of our program, Mr. President. You have a
DeAndre,
comment?
Hold on, Paul. You got Blaine. Go ahead, Blaine. What you saying?
DeAndre was on that team with us also.
He sure was. With the team with Roy Williams. That's right. You can't, it goes on and on, man. I'm glad you brought that up, Blaine. Now he runs A-Rocket Moving and Storage.
Yes, sir.
Great group of guys, man.
Well, we want to thank you guys, our guest, G-Rod, Blaine, along with Greg Kite, and along with Carven Holcombe. Man, we loved you guys. You guys did an outstanding job, man. Every time we have you guys on the show, we always enjoy you guys. So we'll be bringing you back soon, probably sometime in November. So put us on the clock, put us on your calendar. You will be back. So thank you guys for coming out, and we enjoyed the show, guys. Go ahead, Carl.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Next show is in 2 weeks on the 19th. And if it's 2 weeks on Friday, it's Sunny Fireside Sports with Jeff Walker. And we thank you, and we'll see you next time.
Take care, everybody.
And everybody will get a video. Thank you.